Alright, I have my fabric guide, I have my packet number 3, and I have my small clue number 3 instructions. Let's go ahead and open up this packet and see what's included. First up, I have 8 small triangles of fabric F. I have 4 squares of fabric E. I have 4 squares of fabric D. I have 2 squares of fabric A. And I have 4 large triangles of fabric A, and there's a little asterisk on here to let us know that the corners have been clipped, so they are straight edges on those clipped corners. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put all these on the table behind me, and we'll get started with step number 1. All right, let's go ahead and get started with step number 1. It says to join a square of D to the left of a square E, and we're going to press towards D, and we're going to make 4 of these. So I'm going to make 4 pairs that look just like this. Easy enough. We're going to sew along this seam line right here. Again, on this fabric E for carry, remember that your fabric has a right side and a wrong side with these. I think they're like screen printed, I'm not sure, but just make sure that you're getting the right side of the fabric whenever you're putting these together. So I'm going to put these 2 together just like this. I'm going to sew on this seam right here, and then we're going to press it towards D, and I'll be back when it's time to press everything out. Okay, now that I've gotten all 4 sewn together, I'm pressing towards my D fabric. I'm going to press it out just like that, and now we're going to go ahead and move on to step number 2. All right, moving on to step number 2, it says to join step 1 units together as shown, and we're going to press towards the bottom. Now, as shown shows that we have DE up here on the top, so we have our DE fabric up here, and then we're going to flip our bottom one around, so it's like a checkerboard basically, and we're going to put them in just like this. We're going to sew on this seam down here at the bottom, just like so, and these seams should nest together whenever you are sewing them together. They should nest together nicely to give you our step number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put these together, and I'll come back when it's time to press them out. All right, now that I've completed that, I'm going to go ahead and press, oops, I went the wrong way with that one. I need to press down. We're going to press downwards. Wait, is this the right? Yeah, no, this is right. This is, no, it's trying to fight me. Anyways, I'll fix this, but basically you want to make sure your D fabric is in the top left and bottom right corner, and then we're pressing down. We're going to press our seams down that way, so it should, there we go. That's much better. So wait, did I still do it? I still did it wrong. I'll fix it here once I get off camera, but anyways, when you're done, it should look like this, and we'll move on to step number 3. Okay, I got it right this time. I pressed it down. I actually had it like this, and so I thought it was wrong, but it's not. It's fine. It's totally fine. All right, moving on to step number 3. Okay, for step number 3, it says to sew a small triangle of F to the top left of a large triangle of A. We're going to press towards F, and then we're going to sew another small triangle of F to the top right, and we're going to press this one also towards F, and we're going to make 4 of these in total. So it's another flying geese. We'll make it super simple. First we do our first one. This is why our corners are clipped on our triangle, because we can line up those straight edges together. We're going to sew this seam, we're going to press it towards our F fabric, and then we'll come in with our second F fabric, do the same thing again, lay it where it needs to be, sew the seam, and then press it out towards our F fabric, and we'll do this 4 times in total. Alright, I have sewn the first half on, and so now I am pressing out my F triangles on this. So we have 4 almost completed flying geese, so I need to do the other side now, and I'm going to go ahead and do that to all 4 of these right now. Alright, I have put all of my flying geese together, and I'm pressing out the last one. And don't worry if your flying geese are a little funky. It's really hard for me to get a perfect flying goose. It's just going to happen. Do the best that you can, no big deal. All right, so there we go. I have all 4 of them put together. Let's go ahead and move on to step number 4. All right, step number 4 says to rotate step 3 so that triangle A points downwards, and then join a square of A to the left of step unit 3, or step 3 unit, excuse me, step 3 unit, and we're going to press towards A, and we're going to make 2 of these. So we only have 2 squares of fabric A, but we're just going to join them together just like this. I'm going to put that on top of there just like that, sew along there, and we're going to do that 2 times, and I'll come back when it's time to press it out. Alright, now that I have done that, I'm pressing towards my A square, just like that, and remember we have our A triangle facing downwards, so whenever you're done putting those 2 together, it should look exactly like this. We're going to go ahead and move on to step number 5. Alright, moving on to step number 5, it says join a step 3 unit to a step 2 unit as shown. So step 3 will go to the left of step number 2, and we're going to make 2 of these. So we're just going to go ahead and plop this on top just like this. We're going to sew along the seam, and we're going to make 2 of these, and we're going to press them towards step number 2, which is going to be this over our checkered board right here. Let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be back when it's time to press it all out. Alright, we have finished sewing step number 5, and I'm just pressing towards my step 2, so the arrow kind of points you in the direction that you need to sew in, or press, that's the word I'm looking for. That tells you which direction you need to press in, so there we go, we have 2 of them put together. This one's really kind of wonky, but I don't think, no, I did it pretty much as well as I possibly could have, but that's okay. So it's a little wonky, but it will be just fine. Let's go ahead and move on to step number 6. Alright, for step number 6, it says to join a step 4 unit to a step 5 unit as shown. So we're going to put it up here at the top, and we're going to make 2 of these. So we're going to go ahead and put them on just like this. Put that right there, and then sew along the top here, and we're going to make 2 of these, so that way we have this kind of, it's really kind of cool. It's got this almost starred looking thing. Anyways, you'll see it when it comes together. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'll join you back here when I get it ready to press. Alright, there we go. I have finished our clue, or our step number 6. I'm going to go ahead and press it up to our pressing towards step number 5. And so I've got to flip it over like this for just a moment while I press that out. Our points may not like to be pressed out, so you may have to kind of manhandle them a little bit, but there we go. We have completed our clue number 3, and we're going to label both of these as section 3 or clue 3. I always put clue 3. I don't think it really matters either way. And when you're done, these should measure 9.5 by 9.5. And it looks so good. I love this color combination, and I think this is turning out to be such a fun quilt already. Thanks for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm making it my goal in 2021 to hit 100,000 subscribers, but I need your help to make that happen. Take a moment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then don't forget to check out the other great videos that I have here on my channel. Also, share this video with your friends and tell them to come check out the Off Kilter Crafter.